Three, two, one. Welcome to the New Earth Architect Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Kiyoshi Sidney Polk. This is a special election edition. Today is voting day, election day. I just wanted to pop here and create a quick video going over what I guess my thoughts are on this. Everybody has an opinion, right? Um, and I care about yours as well. So I figured I'd share because I could have waited until after the election and been safe, but I think I'm looking to possibly go ahead and alienate uh, a big portion of my potential future audience now while I'm ahead. So nothing fake coming out of me or contrived in that fashion. I hope that you understand that for the maintenance and integrity of my own authenticity, I decided to go ahead and create a quick video. Now, um, for those of you that are out there voting, um, good on you. There's a lot of information out here. There's a lot of reasons why people should be going to the polls. Um, three, two, one. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. Welcome to the New Earth Architect Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Kiyoshi Sidney Polk, here to create a quick video for you here because what is today? It's election day. So people are out there voting, and I figure why not throw my hat in, my stinky old funky opinion that doesn't mean shit. Go ahead and put that in the arena. So much like your vote in the Electoral College, there you go. Um, so I three, two, one, three, three, two, three, two, three, two, one. Welcome to the New Earth Architect Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Kiyoshi Sidney Polk. Today is a special day. It's election day, and a very important day for a lot of people out there. So I figured I'd make a really quick video. This is not the podcast. It's, I guess, like a quick vidcast, a quick blurb or what have you, just to sort of speak to you out there, the people that follow me, and just to get a lot of feedback actually, and check the pulse and see how people are feeling out there on a day like this. I know that it can raise tensions and bring people a little anxious and a little agitated, and also on the other side of that coin, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there um, that are hoping for the best and fingers crossed that whatever we get moving forward is moving us forward in the right direction. Okay, whatever that means to you. So I guess that I'll sort of explain how I see things. Now, this is just my opinion. You can take that for whatever it's worth. I may even alienate some people here before my podcast even launches, and that's fine by me. Because I feel that it's important to actually get this um, out there, my view on this out there right now, as opposed to waiting until the dust settles and whatever else happens out there before I actually sort of speak, how I feel about the situation. So I'll start with this. We have a two-party system, right? And we have this two-party system embedded in a system of government that does not work and that hasn't worked for a long time. So I'll tell you right out the gate, and you can call me a hypocrite, you can call me a contrarian, you can call me whatever you like, actually. Essentially, I am not voting in this election. Excuse me. And the reason being is because it's not the whole story of the lesser of two evils or anything like that. It's not two evils to me at all. It's one big fucking evil, right? Our government system. We're looking at two faces of a party, and which both parties are ran essentially by the administration, and each administration is ran by corporate interest. The whole government system is run by corporate interest, right? And you have factors in like the electoral college that really just sort of dissolves any meaning behind your vote in the first place. I know that sounds harsh, but it's actually true, right? So I would advise those people who are out there voting very serious about voting to really focus on your local government representatives because that's probably of the most importance. Because who knows if this thing is rigged or not, right? Do you know? I don't know. Um, I don't know, but I know that I choose not to participate because of the fact that I understand, at least within my own gnosis and my own intuitions and the information that I've gathered over, I'm 44 now, and I've, leaned independent for a good portion of my life. I was a Democrat before then. Um, I just have no faith in the system whatsoever. Now, I'll say this. Now, with the two-party system here, we're looking at these figureheads, right? Harris and Trump, as being these polarizing opposites that are meant to actually cause divisiveness, right, and separation among society. This is what the purpose is, and we call it this lesser of two evils. But I see it a little bit differently, and I see it this way: as somebody who's leaning left for the majority of his life, and somebody who's been an independent and leaning left in that. Um, I've seen the decay, right, of certain segments of society because of the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? These different policies and these different types of systems that have put in place that are essentially, chocolate covered, meant to help us, and they're more enabling than anything else. And so, if we're looking at the left being representative of business as usual to any, you know sense of the word, then that's ridiculous. If the Biden administration has supported genocide, right? There you go. That's enough for me, right? You know, so business as usual when we're talking about government systems that have been built on falsehoods anyway, and all corporate interests anyway. Then, and this might be the sort of um, bombastic statement by me. I don't support either candidate. I don't like Trump either. Fucking, I just don't. Um, but chaos theory is what it is. In order for something new to grow, the old way must die. What does that look like to us? That looks like systems crumbling and falling apart, the things that are unsustainable because the foundations of them were built on bullshit, right? Then, if that's what needs to happen, and I know I might sound a bit like an anarchist, but I'm not. But that is just what needs to happen. So, if a rattling of the cage is what's necessary, and somebody in there who's going to sort of be embedded in this very corrupt system, and they don't know what he's going to do, and they can't necessarily control him, go for it. You know, this we're living, not just America, this planet, this universe. We're experiencing a huge reset. This is the reset, and as we go further in the podcast, you'll probably understand what my views and understandings of what that even means is. My intuitional sense and feelings and extrasensory type elements of myself um, allow me, at least in my heart and mind cohesion, to transcend the idea of what this politics things represents. You know, um, it's all bullshit. And some people may disagree, and that's fine. I welcome any dialogue, and open dialogue to where we can discuss these things, and I can go a bit more in depth. And I might sound a little bit sort of radical in saying what I'm saying, but you know, are they going to take fluoride out of water? Are they going to fix the homeless situation? Are they going to stop the genocide that's taking place in Palestine? Are they going to stop poisoning our food and pumping people full of vaccines behind huge lies and corporate interest? Is that going to start happening? You know, ask yourself that question. Are our civil liberties getting any better or any worse behind either party at this juncture. Everyone's going to have their own personal interests in this and their own personal ideologies, and I respect that wholeheartedly. My view is just that, believe it or not, there are bigger fish to fry on a higher energetic level, and I know that we got to start with what we got, and this is what we're given in the 3D reality, in the matrix, if you will, right? This is the construct, this is what we've built. But if you think that any of these parties, right, is going to sustain us into a future that serves the benefit of mankind and not just a small percentage that have interest in keeping power, then this show probably ain't for you. And I'm probably not for you, you know. But on that note, there's a lot to look at that's positive here. Um, and I would start with saying change. Where we're at now, fuck, any change is good. Let's see what that looks like. Let's take that leap and not fear going into the unknown. Because what we've been doing thus far is obviously not working, right? So I don't know. Make sure hey, chime in, comment, let me know what your thoughts are on this. Like I said, this isn't my full podcast episode. I just wanted to create a quick video to sort of let you know where I stand on this. And yeah, I might get some, shit thrown at me, and that's fine. You can't please everyone. But I will say that my views on this stuff are not derivative of Fox News or MSNBC or CNN or whatever the TV is showing me, or whatever any of these politicians are actually saying. And when they're at that podium reading that teleprompter, or they have that little bug in their ear with the real people that are in control speaking to them and telling them what to say, you know um I would hope, my hope for humanity is that we start really seeing beyond the smoke and mirrors and that whole facade, and really begin pulling the curtain back. And pulling the curtain back can be very much like pulling a band-aid off. You know what I mean? And there's going to be growing pains moving forward. But do you want change or not? Right? That is the question, I suppose. Do you want change or not? And do these two puppets, right, represent a dynamic shift moving forward for the good of humanity? You know, our place in the world. I know that we look at things like from a nationalist point of view or nationalistic point of view, and we can't help it. This is where we live. This is where we eat. This is where we work. This is where we love. This is where we build. This is where we share. Right. This is our community, and I understand that. But yeah, you're not going overseas to talk to Vladimir or whoever else, Xi Jinping, and North Korea's leader, and these friction filled situations. We're just sort of sitting on the sidelines with our fingers crossed, hoping for the best. So what can we do? I guess from that point, let me go ahead and pump the brakes a little bit and actually end this on a sweet note, right? And that is that presently, right now, this moment, we can choose as individuals to say, what can I do? How can I be to those people in my life closest around me every day? What can I do to be better, to be more loving, to be more of service to the guy on the street that we want these politicians to give housing to, you know, to the people that are, crippled on drugs and whatnot, and we want the politicians to to do something about. How do we serve our fellow man, right? And that takes a little bit of introspection. So might have to pull away from the Fox News and the CNN and the MSNBCs and the all the talking heads for a little bit. Excuse me. And just take a deep breath. So let's go ahead and do that. Seems like I need one too, right? So I'm gonna start with the exhale. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Hold it in as long as you like before you exhale. Just let it carry through your body. Let it carry through your shoulders, through your heart space, right? And if you like to, attach a prayer or intentional thought of um, prosperity and hope for mankind and love and joy spreading, then do that. I'll be doing the same. Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me. Um, Thank you for listening and sharing in with what it is that I had to say. Um, that's about it. I'm not going to sit here on the soapbox anymore or, wax poetic about anything really at this point. We'll see what we get. Shake them up. Love, light, and blessings. Goodbye.